that clonking noise, I think I need to turn around the videotape in the event something happens. I don't know if you can hear it. This is a very dangerous building because people use crawl spaces, and this is partly how they got rid of 30 million people in 20 years. Crawl spaces in the closet is a hot spot, and even if you thought, oh, you're crazy, and don't worry about my boot scuffed floor, I don't spend time here. These are cannibal zombies. Oops, it turned around for a second and then, there we go. Yeah, so there's nothing to look at in the room. I live like I'm homeless and I get the heck out every day. That's it. And so in the event somebody broke in that hot spot, I want you to be able to see it. And so I'll just have to describe traffic coming up. Traffic's important to me to report, and I'll tell you why. When you have a situation where you have kidnapping, rape, murder, torture, threats, etc., and you have people driving up to the building, especially after someone said, you're going to get in a car, which is about every day. It's not about pretty, it's about slavery. They want money, property, credit, slavery, organs. They're torturers, they're cannibals. And so, I don't know if you heard my introduction, everybody in Washington is a cannibal zombie. And there is a freak male and a female, at least right here. And they've climbed up in a green area of the building. This is Seattle, Washington. I'll give you the address. 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. And I'm going to make sure this phone is charging. This one is not high enough yet to really warrant recording. I might record on another. So it is important to have this phone on in the room. And one of the boogeymen in behind the closet, at least, is a black boogeyman. He's a black boogeyman that goes to, I think it's one that goes to Wallingford Food Bank. He's ugly, he's in his 40s, he's stocky, he's got a ratty beard. He likes to brag that it takes 2 minutes to break into a wall. 2 minutes a wall. He's crazy. What happened in Washington was a genocide of 31 million people in 20 years. And like I was saying, whites, white-looking, Semites, and warm-complected Europeans were targeted. So it's a black boogeyman, and he's ugly, he's gross, nobody wants him. And in Washington, the boogeyman has been allowed to carry people off, and they'll actually also, they don't realize how ugly they are because they are retarded. Not only were people killed off that were white, Semite, and warm-skinned Europeans, they killed white, Semite, and warm-skinned Europeans off and white-looking for being pretty, nice, normal, intelligent, talented. So anybody who irked these people, and it's not just about blacks, more on whites, if you can imagine, went with these idiots too, and white-looking. There's a whore cocking a gun in 207, and no, I'm not insane. So the black boogeyman from Wallingford Library is here. He has a long, ratty beard. He's stocky, about 5'10", 40s. I think he's a crip too. Like the others, some of the others. I like to identify the gangs. So the black boogeyman is a crip. A lot of crips at Wallingford Food Bank area. Wallingford Library. And so they hide in the green areas of the building. And by the way, dirty cops are involved in the genocide. and dirty cops come here. There were several dirty cops last night. Oh, and the whore that's a boogeyman is a crip as well. Closet, boogeyman, boogie woman, crips. Make sure you tell your blood friends, your crips, or your whomever, your Zeta, your Asian Street Gang, and blood combo. Make sure you announce your crips. I will. There's 3 boogeyman crips, including a woman, that are in the crawl space of the closet area. And then in 207, he's had about 10 crips, including now. And remember, his family are crips in 207. So 207's traffic, a lot of it's crips. Enjoy your day, bitch. Oh, and by the way, YouTube, don't try this at home. I'm the only one left here. They're all cannibal zombie gang members. If I sit in this apartment, I'll hear animals and people being tortured and smell blood, and soon I'm vomiting. It smells like pets being cooked up. They're Satanists. And when they torture, they think it makes things more delicious. So I went to vegetarian because you can't trust anybody in Washington. Oh, and he's playing nose spray. So the ugly crip thinks that he's going to demand that you let him hit you. There was an ugly black male, Roosevelt, yesterday, thinking he'd play water bills that don't exist. This is popular among scum. Bills that don't exist. He thought he'd drag me off. So I told him I'd have every gang member at his house. I got your answer to nose spray. Don Blackburn is here. Officer Rob Howard, the terrorist, is here. Seattle Police Department. Sneaking, skulking in the building. Probably high on crack and drinking blood. Officer Rob Howard. Officer Rob Howard is in the building. There might be an ugly old man who is on crack and meth too. He is an ugly old cop. He's North Precinct. He looks like a gourd, I always call him. Let's put it this way, they're not only Satanists, they're insane, and they killed off anybody insane, probably. And I'm not white. I'm probably an 8 to a quarter black. And so the old man, he looks like a gourd on top of the feed sack. He actually tried to arrest me because I wouldn't be a prostitute and a slave. Another dirty cop, Officer Bobby, he comes here and his retarded son comes here and plays cop with KGB, and he's murdered a lot of people. So that thing playing nose spray all day long, blacks and whoever went in with them demand things like finger off, nose spray, kidney out, slavery. I spat at the feet of someone yesterday. It was Asian Street Gang whore with her child, tight pants, and she was demanding slavery. And you know something's wrong when you're just a person who likes being left alone, and then like hundreds of people are making statements towards you or throwing glass at you. That's a popular one. And like yesterday, a bum at QFC, he probably followed me, If you're white, semi, or warm-skinned European, or look white, literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of morons will follow you around. And they got a little out of hand during the time when I didn't have my cameras, my phone, they'll demand your phone, they'll demand anything relative to your survival. Including prescriptions, glasses are a big one, with black Nazis too. But there's also this obsession with hitting and destroying the face. Also, it's not just humiliating the victim, it's also so that your identity is obscured. Dawn Blackmer is a terrorist. She is my sister, Dawn Blackmer. Her ugly daughter and her ugly daughter's daughters were here, or at least one of them was here last night. Eric Andre Kinzel and his mother, Susan Kinzel Bossert, were here. Greg Kinzel, they might be still here. There's also redundant theme. I tell you about redundant themes. Morons with professionals and ex-professionals having their own guerrilla armies by which they drag people off, including the 10 Crips in 207. And morons in the closet, welfare morons, a lot of them. And you can see that something's wrong. And so at first I was modestly telling you a story of people with 3 to 30 identities. We're talking, my brother-in-law, Larry Blackmer, has 3,000. So if he's got 3,000, there are other people with 3,000. Apparently it's $700-800 identities that made my niece look like she was an artist. What am I talking about? Or a designer. Well, we're talking about people that had slaves. And one way they steal intellectual property is to make it so that so that the white Semites and warm-skinned Europeans or white-looking never have their own phone. It's always hacked. I can go tomorrow and get a cat. It'll be hacked. Not that I want a cat. And I can get a computer and it'll be hacked. And everybody is a front in this state. Every business is a front. It's a sham. They're just trying to even learn more. And the Crip in the closet, he was obsessing over my last name. They would love to get more Guthries. So they have an obsession. There's a couple people that come here, quite a few that have an obsession with the word Guthrie. Why? Well, they can start luring more Guthries, including in other countries. Guthrie. And there was a manager, Rebecca Thompson. She sneaks around on crack now in the building. She had an obsession with the name Guthrie. She was an Alaskan, at least part native, I believe. So their idea is that they would get rid of white, Semite, warm-skinned European, white-looking, and present to the world as if they never existed. Oh, Eric Kinzel's family is definitely here. Now, you might say, where do you hear? There is this green area there where the, I rarely see because I just awakened a few minutes ago. It's the green area of the building, dark green, and it's a plumbing and electrical area. And so instead of maintaining plumbing and electrical, they crawl up in an S shape. And so here's crawl space in the bedroom closet, which is blocked off for a reason. They'll burst through the wall. And they're that crazy. They'll saw through the wall. And believe me, these weird threats have been, well, there have been people on Periscope that actually called the police. And I woke up and the police were there. So they could hear what was going on. One guy He thought it was me, supposedly. Then along I-5 where there's no window, there's crawl space there. And so they climb up, and then there's a bit of crawl space where the refrigerator should be, and it's to the left of the front door to 207. And then in this mix in Washington, you've got ghost hunter groups, such as the Museum of Mysteries, portraying that it's actually what? Ghosts and aliens. I have to put something in my suitcase. It keeps my suitcase up. I like to sleep by it so it's not used on me. It's like just a pipe thing. And I put it in my suitcase. It keeps it straight. Put it in my suitcase. Anyway, so that's what's happening in Washington. And I do need to use the restroom, and it's such a dangerous place that I actually have to super arm the alarm. And don't worry about the floor, it's not fecal, it's just me coming in with sloppy boots. I've got a lot of health problems, and I had some really bad health problems about a year ago, because I couldn't sleep in bed because the bums were breaking in my building, and what they'll do is like inject you, and they'll come in through the front door or through trap doors or through crawl space. Mostly trap doors, I'm not kidding you. My relatives build them. They maintain and build and enhance illegal areas by which people have their homes and businesses broken into. Blackbird construction, tunnel construction, and they show other people do it. They have been doing that since the 60s, and there's a bum claim he has an order. So he doesn't actually have anything legal, and he is a gabbling retard. And believe it or not, the police love gabbling retards. And so the moron will try to present it as a police order. So I will record the bitch coming through the wall. One of them is Tom Kovacs. He is on the internet. I've also posted, I have 2 accounts, but I posted his family. They apparently were mining gold off the beach, sort of where the sand comes loose. And so you can find them as Bela and Barbara Kovacs. His sister is named Kim. He also has another brother named Bela, and he has John Kovacs as a brother. John was military. Some of the ex-military and the ex-police are the worst, or practicing police. And they divulge all the secrets to the gangs. I have to carefully, I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage this. And a horse playing purse dog. John watching purse dog. Now, these retards will use slaves, and they use a lot of code. So you're not supposed to know what she means when she says purse dog. That way she can shout purse dog at you. The Kovacs are here, including John Kovacs. I think John Kovacs is a crip too. Their parents are named Bela and Barbara. There's a whore playing explaining chicken to you. What does that mean? And am I going to go with the Kovacs? No. In fact, I'll get them shot by a SWAT team. Then I go. So when the SWAT team shoots you and I have to leave the building, I'll go. How about that? And then I'll step over your body. But until then, ugly bitch, I'm not going anywhere. Their sister's name is Kim. shot by SWAT team. Would you like that? I'll step over your body up there. Well, I don't want to slither in your blood. So there's a little car they thought they'd have me get into. Probably one of the red cars. Kovacs. They're known for gold mining on the beach. The father's 70s and he's a welder, Bela. So when they took so many identities, these bums almost feel like they've killed off their real identity. I've even seen people tell you they're going off to Europe. Were they? No, they just are so confident because they have so many identities. So, you want to get shot by cops? Okay, I'll help you. Suicide by cop, it's not my problem. Now, remember, it's different people that come up in the storage. I mean, they use storage too. They actually connect to Roosevelt self-storage. Different people. Oh, and there's a bum plane, you're giving it away. No, bitch, you don't tell me what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to have you on videotape, and I'm going to get that storage place shut down because you fuckers. That's Roosevelt self-storage. These bums will threaten to rob you at Roosevelt self-storage. They sneak around, they use crawl spaces, and they have a long history of generation of person being killed for their storage or being intimidated at their storage. Now that's not a normal freak. Actually, Louis the fat motherfucker, you don't know he could be acting as a guard for these fuckers. You just don't know. This is my language. So I'm always playing blah blah, cut you on each cheek. These ugly things are obsessed with they're obsessed with absolutely mutilating people. Actually, so these people are obsessed with mutilating people. And they even think they can demand that you have your cheek cut. And while the black Nazis are committing acts of racism along with the other bums, they'll try to force you to do things, or to let them do things such as what? Cutting your cheek and cutting a Nazi symbol into it. And remember, the black Nazis actually like Nazism. They admire World War II, and they purposely will use words that denote not, like they're calling things by certain names, like they've encoded it to mean like a Nazi takeover. And so they'll play bot and Z. Well, that's their way of, some of it is to tell you, because they also changed the code around, bot and Z might mean to them like a takeover by the Nazis that they are. And they are worse, they are as bad or worse than Nazis. They're devil worshippers, but I think the Nazis in World War II were devil worshippers too. They were hideous morons and devil worshippers. I'll be right back. the gang member humiliated, and also to make sure that they are unrecognizable, and then the gang members can lie and say, that's not so-and-so. How could that be so-and-so? So they sprinkle you with glass. And they actually walk around with glass in their pocket, and they'll follow you. Literally, you'll have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people following you that are morons. And so what they look for is they keep glass in their pocket. And so they look for people like yesterday, I had my hood down. Now imagine how much problem it would cause you if you had your hood down and you have like 3 hoodies on underneath because you don't want to be cold because you're sick. So then you've got to undress. And there's a bum playing rescue. He's not a rescue, he's a retardo. So anybody coming at me playing rescue, they're going to have a police call, they're going to be filmed. I will defend myself. He's a retardo. This is a retardo building. 30% of your income. I don't play rescue. These are all gone. These are zombies. They're Satanists. There is nothing. And then you've got a very creepy game of, like, it's being played with Don and Larry Blackburn, my relatives, Michael Tuttle. What's the creepy game? The creepy game includes stalking me. They gave out my personal information everywhere, which goes on anyway when we were on the target list. But people even taunting you with personal information, people coming out of the woodwork that you didn't even end acrimoniously with, or if you had a fight or something, or just drifted away, you still talk to them after that, after a certain point. And the last contact you had with them 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100. But it wasn't even unpleasant. But here they are, they're ready to kill you, they're taking you away for your kidneys, or you're going to pretend that it's your lover or your boyfriend, and you're going to let them drag you off. So what they're telling you is TMI. They have too much information, but they're also telling you there's nobody left. They're going to tell you it's zombies. Because they're acting like zombies, there is nothing left. One of them's talking about tasers, and they like to talk like they think they're talking in code. So the word taser is used for taser. And he might also, because he's ignorant and retarded, he might be trying to say the word czar. So tasers. You have to also realize these people, a lot of them are welfare maggots, and they've never read anything, and they can't read. They've been diagnosed as retarded. My own niece, they wanted money, pushed her through, and probably they forced coerced to reward anybody, and probably some people disappeared that didn't agree that she was going to be beautiful and popular. It's like, you better make sure she passes her classes, and blah, blah. So, retard woman, my niece, propelled through by gangs. And remember, 800 women lost their lives so she would look like an artist, and call them Melissa Udd and use their artistic ability. 700-800. Slaves included. Outright slaves, and then also remember, when you have illegal surveillance on people and hacking, that is a form of then what? Listen to these retards? No. But I do want you to know something. This harassment until I leave, and then planned ambushes in 207, they will go on even past the time when the bums who work here are here. So there's a little truck, Colorado, covered, 4x4, kind of a little muscle truck. That's just driven up. I'm going to restart this because this is going to split screen. There's a bum playing Madam. What is the word Madam? Madam is referring to someone in the slave trade. C2763J. C2 83J. There's a black male from the building walking around in a blue and gray coat with a green and gray striped cap, large stripes. And it's modern looking green. He's wearing dad jeans. Oh, and he's talking to his invisible friends. C27683J. Black truck, Chevrolet Colorado. Guy in khaki pants, gray jackets, gray white shirt, beard, small beard, but almost like sideburns. He's not attractive, which is typical of Washington. They killed off anyone attractive. He's hideously ugly, and probably 40s, 30s, late 30s. Medium complexion, probably passing as well. It's probably part black. My family, they're secret black Nazis. That's very significant. There's an ugly old man that they have threatened me about slavery event. He's in the gray and black coat with khaki pants. A lot of these retards like to wear khaki. Why? They like to wear khaki because they figure that if they're wearing khaki, they are military or police. Same with a Bluetooth headset, and remember they're hallucinatory. Even the dirty cops are hallucinatory. So this is a place where the army needs to come in. They are your quintessential zombies in zombie movies. And I'm sort of amazed because then I think, well, how did people know about zombies? How did this happen? And we're going to be across the room soon. It's cold over here. And remember, when any harassment goes on past 8 or even shortly before, remember that these bums have someone on duty. There is someone on duty. And just like when you have a dirty policeman creeping through the building, well, it's good to know that dirty policeman is creeping through the building. And there's a bum talking about shooting me. And remember, Don and Larry Blackmer have, he said he'll get ability. That is the Satanist belief system, that if they hurt people, they're going to get ability. I want to show every zombie their abilities they get. Show them their ancestors. Show them their cohorts. Show them their philosophies, and show them what they're doing to them. Show them any of their cohorts, philosophies, and family and ancestors and favoritism as well. Show them all their ancestors in the spirit world. I should have opened the window in the other room. Why? It gives them less privacy and also it clears out the place, which can smell like blood. There's a bum playing We Have You All Day for a junket. Am I going off with some ugly black guy or some retard? Like even the Kovacs? No. You don't have me for a junket. You're going to have yourself shot by a SWAT team, and you're a baboon, moron, and I'm not listening. You're actually less of a baboon. I'm not listening. And I'm going to make sure this building is shut down, retard, and the retard can't process. I hear him in there. Seattle can't process. Like, if a 4 tells you that she's dragging you away and you tell her that you're going to hit her if she touches you, she can't understand. She's like, why? Because these bums have gotten away with dragging people off for openly for 14 years, shooting them on park benches, shooting them through the wall and the floors. Now, what's a way in which they've achieved accuracy when they shoot you through the wall or the floor? That's somebody's trying to break by sticking hand. You don't play order with me. You're an ugly dog man. You're a bitch. I'm not listening to you. And a lot of these, I'm going to tell you, are not white, but a lot of these blacks think they have ultimate authority. They actually scared people. Remember, I'm not white. They scared them because it's like mongoloid monsters getting all the rights. And basically, they took those rights in order to commit crimes. That's why dirty cops love affiliating themselves with what? They like affiliating themselves with people of color. They like affiliating themselves with people of color. Why? Because they can scream racism. Now you've got the dirty, ugly bum out there. He's black. He's in grays and black. And he just kind of pointed up at the window a little bit like, they like to point like this. Not just blacks, but the zombie morons. And remember, it's a zombie moron. He doesn't have a right to come at you out of the closet, but he wants to carve Nazi in your face, etc. He wants to pretend that you are a Nazi. And it's an ugly, not untraceable. And the moron said, one of the morons, it might have been he said, if I shoot, I'll have towers. Boil up everybody in the blood of their ancestors. Woo! I love cursing zombies. And I'm going to do my invisible activities. Show them all their ancestors. And I might actually, let's see how charged this phone is. 61%, kind of slow. I might actually turn on Alfred so that the ugly bums that think they're so invisible and they can get away with everything, I might actually put it on another camera program. Nobody's going to listen to an ugly black man. I don't have to. You're ugly. And what they do in Washington to pay off the gangs, they literally have given away white Semites and warm-skinned Europeans to ugly black men, especially the women. And these ugly Mongoloids rape them and torture them and cannibalize them. They actually will impregnate you or force you to go off with an ugly Mongoloid man. And the premise is, oh, he says all day leave baby. No, bitch, that's going to be you. You want that happening to you? Okay, I'll make sure it does. I'll make sure every rival gang fucking finds you. Maybe they'll do that to you, bitch. That's going to start happening to you ugly motherfucking men. And just because you have a certain appendage, don't think I'm going to be scared of you. And don't think I'm going to listen to you when you're an ugly boogeyman. You're too ugly. So scratched face and all, not wearing any glamorous clothing, pale, because I'm sick. Do I have to listen to? Oh, and by the way, there's Mercy Transportation here. It's Cap 73. It's a silver car. Here it is. You see it? C665588. A lot of times these bums will play, you're going to take a cab. These bums will play, you're going to take a cab. And I want to show you what is often the cab. Sometimes it's an old lady van. Or a handicap van. That's, you know. Or a hospital cabulance. Mercy. And that has been here quite a lot during but during quite a lot of what? Kidnap attempts, including by black maggots coming through the closet. So, very suspicious. I didn't see anybody in the car. I didn't notice, but I didn't see anybody. There may have been one, but it doesn't matter. he's playing fingers spread, feet spread. These things are obsessed with their genitals. And they're obsessed with raping. And what it is that they want to get the bad seed out there. It's like a disease that took away the good cell. So the bad cell wants to get out there badly. So the disease is trying to propagate. So the ugly black Nazi, he's trying to propagate more disease. And they absolutely will rape and torture women and use ugly black Nazis. I might have heard an animal crying. They'll play all day, if you don't do this, we're going to torture an animal. Well, let me tell you, if you go off with them because they're torturing an animal, they'll try to force you to torture the animal. So you don't play the game. You're not going to help Fluffy by getting yourself tortured by an ugly black man or anybody else. The ugly black man is referring to me as Albo. So these ugly, sick freaks have also amused that noise. I don't know if you can hear it. They've amused themselves by feeding people to animals. And so they ruined a lot of animals, which probably should be destroyed now. Because let me give you an example. She's not black. She's part Native American. She looks like a hag. She looks like a white hag. Her name is Lynn. She has let her Staffordshire Terrier, Wiggles, eat cannibalism and encouraged it to. And a lot of these bums in Washington, even if they walk around acting like they are rescuing animals, and there's a horror play of dates. There is no date in Washington. These are sick, disturbed cannibals, and they need rape. And remember, I'm part black, and I have the right to turn down an ugly black bitch. But also, even if I were pure white, I have the right to turn down an ugly black bitch or anybody else. It's a monkey to me. It's just an ugly bitch. It's a nobody. It's disgusting. Every male in Washington is ugly. And I have to laugh at that guy that drove up with a Chevrolet truck. Well, you have retards picking who would live or die. Well, they pick people that they can stand living or die. Or stand living to live. They pick a certain type. So it's a concept of what's pretty based on a retard concept. So if you're 30 IQ and you're picking pretty people, you might pick somebody just because they have, like, let's say you're trying to pick whites to make it look like there's still enough whites. Oh, pick her, she got blonde hair, blue eyes. I'll see if it fits. It might look like Miss Piggy. And then you got a lot of bearded guys with dark hair. And now he's a variation, but you have a lot of a melon-headed moron with a round head and a close, like, hair. It's almost like we live in a third world country. It's like these types over and over. You'd expect to see in another country. And then you look at another country, they don't even look like they're as generic. They might think they do, but they don't really. They're diverse, more diverse, even if they mostly have brown hair and black eyes. Why? Same type of person picked over and over. But a heavy emphasis on the fact that they killed white Semites and warm-skinned Europeans. Who might be warm-skinned Europeans? Italians and French. And it's an ugly black Nazi. I don't have to go anywhere with a sticky ugly man. He's an ugly man. He's a retard. I can down with shit. He's an ugly bitch. And I make sure the ugly bitch is on 2 cameras out there. See? It's an ugly bitch. And so they punish whites or white-looking women with ugly black males. Ugly black male wants your money, your food, wants you as a slave. They're going to play boyfriend. No, it's an ugly bitch. And I want every gay member to come visit with him from my mind. And the whore, what these bums like to do is play games back and forth. So this whore is referring to the bum in the closet that's trying to break in as my own military. And there's a bum playing oral. Remember, they're rapists. They can't get their minds out of their pants. They should have been destroyed for that. There's a lot of males in Washington and females that just should have been destroyed. And I've grown up seeing them my entire life. And remember, they pulled the Nazism ironically, and they should have been destroyed. There should have been new Jews. And the male who can't get his mouth out of saying oral this and talk about his penis or your vagina, you need to have him destroyed. There's nothing about it. And one of the ugly males who's climbed up is an ugly black male in the building. I described him as looking like a jack-o'-lantern. He has an ugly, masculine mother with short hair, stumpy, and she has a stooped gait and an odd walk. He's trying to get slavery for her, and he's a dog blood ugly man. He's actually disgorged shelves inside the closet, threatening. Here comes another cow, 2177, blue and yellow, C5996A, cab for hire, blue and yellow. Oh, by the way, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, that you come, and live in us, and in heaven, please forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Please stop temptations, but our sin, Lord Christ, even our Lord. So what did I just have for breakfast? I had a little bit of vitamin water, under siege, of course. And I'm having a granola bar. Careful, it's a Washington product. If people torture victims, including animals and people. They amuse themselves. They have food obsession, the zombies do, and they will also try to put cannibalism in there. And put everybody who's a new first, I say it all the time, put everybody in Washington in the bodies of their victims, and let me try to rescue the animal spirit. And there's a bum like order for you, and he's obsessively chanting. There is no order. The man that came down the stairs, it's an ugly old man, green coat and a sweater with patterns, horizontal. Let's see. Gray pants. He pointed at his penis area. Part of the enslavement, they can point at the penis and you're just going to give them the ratio and be raped. That's a rape. And remember, these are ugly dog men. And they're going to find out what happens to them. They should be destroyed. Like, even touching your penis in public, you need to be destroyed. Gesturing that someone's going to follow you to a bathroom. Coming in the bathroom, I've had actually gone to a bathroom. It was a recovered cafe. I'm not drunk. You can go there to eat. Which a lot of these bums are taking advantage of every social service. And ugly black man came into the bathroom. Built like a football player, but at 6 foot something. He knew he wasn't in the male bathroom. They use bathrooms a lot to rape people. And they'll even try to make arrangements like at Roosevelt self-storage and say things like, you're going down in the bathroom and such and such. It's not about pretty. And there's a bump chanting about cheeks. He needs to be destroyed. They've got a chain set. They need to be destroyed. Everybody in Washington pretty much needs to bomb. Am I threatening them? Well, it's not up to me. I'm not happy. You can't line people up in the store. But they're not people. they're zombies. They're zombies with an unintelligent regime. There's a whore playing order your heart. You're never ordering. You get these people, even some of them have jobs somewhere, like Elizabeth Gregory home, and they think they're going to start coming in and acting like a commander. They're also psychotic, but call themselves colonel. There's nobody left. The Seattle Police Department. They're all zombies. Right? They're all zombies. Mail? Zombies. Banks? Hospitals? Zombies. Nobody. There's a moron chanting about family. I hear that moron all the time. You don't have families, there's zombies. So remember how many families they've killed. You don't have families. Oh, and then one of the whores is talking about genitals again. Is a retarded whore, and she's talking about orgasms. So what they'll do is do anything they can to falsify a relationship of some sort. Oh, it's a prostitute. She's got cheek cuts. It's a prostitute. Drag her on. Cheek cuts. We're going to pretend it's acne, or she's going to inject, drag her on. So the whores and the bums will try to give you a date rape drug that'll make you orgasm, or what appears as an orgasm. And then this will occur when you're unconscious even, and it occurs with touch, believe me. And then they can have it on video that you are actually enjoying the sexual encounter. And there's sick freaks that I will tell you that I know about a practice that they use. So I'm trying to keep it in very sort of dry terms. They'll actually have people on video who can actually amputate their legs and arms. It's her boyfriend. It's her boyfriend. She's not being raped. It's her boyfriend. It's her brother. Nobody would even want to come near that thing's beard. It's probably full of incrustations of generations of rats and bugs. Looks like pubic hair. No, thank you. And another one is chanting Guthrie. And remember, they think they're magical, and they're going to chant constantly. That's another reason to leave the apartment. Constant chanting. There's a bum chanting about relationships. All these years they've chanted relationship this, relationship that, relationships. I'm getting rid of some cauliflower. I might have a spoonful of peanut butter. And there's a bum like, have to have sex with people of color. Nobody has to have sex with people of color. That's illegal. That's called rape. And one of them is a retardo called Roger. He's from, I'll have a little juice. He's from Burt Gilman Place Apartments. He's a retardo. You don't have to have sex with anybody. These are retardos. And Roger doesn't look like he's of color. Nobody would want to have sex with him. He's a fucking monkey. He's a retardo. Fixed notification, delivers to people, and is keeping power in the way forever. Amen. They're playing blah 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 blah, swooning, blah blah blah. These things feel power over torturing people and making them swoon. I would like to draw attention to the fact that the office is open. So as these morons chant in the closet, which you may or may not hear because there's a heater, and they've set off the alarm, I would like to note that this Seattle Housing Authority building has the management inside, downstairs, and that they all need to be rounded up. They are terrorists, including James Suarez, Jeff Whitlinger, and there's another one I've seen as well. Couple. Seattle Housing Authority has a long-time practice of hiring people that are mentally ill and on drugs. And as soon as they're hired, Seattle Housing and the police act as if they're not mentally ill or on drugs, especially if they do gang crimes. I think all of them for the last 3 years have been diagnosed as having mental illness. So this is a terrorist building. It's called City Lake Plaza. It's right by I-5, 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. And the big voiced moron in the closet telling you you're going to go off with or be involved or even have sex with people of color. He doesn't have a right to do that. Remember, you've got retardos that made this place a really bad gene pool. Including the retardos in the closet are a very bad gene pool of any color. It's a guaranteed shoe-in for why they're still alive. The worse the gene pool, the better their chance of survival. The worse the gene pool, the better indication they're alive. They may have just chopped up somebody, an animal, unfortunately. Do I really care about the zombies? No. And I don't shed a tear for the zombies. They can't blackmail me over zombies, and I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter to me what they do to other zombies. Now, it's, illegal, it's gross, but I don't cry about it. There's nothing to cry about with zombies. Now, that noise, I think that's the plastic in my like the plastic bottle in there. Now, I'd like you to note that all of my clothes are usually coated in glass, and it's a bad camera, but my hands are covered in glass scar. I keep my clothing in another location. I keep it at Dangerous Roosevelt Self-Storage, and I've had glass poured in there for over 2 years. My hands are acid burned from water, by the way, so, I'm nowhere safe, including for my clothing. And there's a bum playing blah, 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 manage, blah, blah, blah. Remember, you're dealing with 30 IQ. Blah, 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 manage. Remember, the zombies also attempt to be very dominant, even though they're retarded. That's why you're going to need to destroy them. If you're the army or whoever, it's just not going to work out. So if you're the army, the president, whatever, and you do believe you have zombies, don't even bother trying to enslave them. They're too dangerous. Am I threatening them? No, I'm not the army. Remember, they threatened the president. They've threatened every state. They've threatened every country. This is a terrorist state. And they're tearing probably an animal, and they're claiming make him not like your complexion. So what's that going on? Either a person or an animal. They think that they are cursing the animal or the person in the next world or in this world, coming forth in this world to go after innocent people. That's the premise of the Satanists, to make innocent beings go against innocent beings. And remember, so the Seattle Housing Authority people are terrorists as well. They need to be rounded up. So whatever you decide to do with them, they need to be rounded up. So I'm going to have my coffee. And I also, well, the thing is, you don't like, if you're me, you don't like to leave things uncovered. So a barrier of plastic against the smells of what the zombies are doing, that's actually good. They even, like this, you know, having, this is coconut and dates, or figs. Figs are figs. Figs, possibly. There's a liquid, and there's a barrier plastic of the liquid. With the liquid. Barrier plastic. Chocolate, barrier plastic. Cheese, barrier plastic. I carry my own food. Why? Well, the thing is, you've got bums that are killed with zombies, and by the way, because it has to do with my survival, I threaten every day for my suitcase. For my coat, there's somebody earlier who told me I was going to get my coat on and go downstairs. We were with 2 cabs, 3 cabs, 1 ambulance. And they actually will slip these ambulance drivers money to carry you off with the other passenger, perhaps in the trunk. Another danger to look out for if you're ever finding yourself in a situation, there are people that will take you via aid, including moving trucks. Big one. And any white or any kind of van or car with dark windows, no windows, trailers, motorhomes. They also want to make it look like you can't. That was someone trying to come through. And one of them is the ugly black male. 3 ugly black Nazi males. I see that just now, looking in there. So 3 ugly black males in there. I see that one. And I'm sliding a rat. So 3 ugly black males, including, I think, the retard from Aurora TSC. And he lives near the laundry room. He's ugly. He's got a snub nose. And what they'll do is, it's like I said, they'll give over people to these ugly, fat, retarded black people. That's very popular. It's like, then people like Booker at the Wallingford Food Bank will call them their Social Security. So then they take your money. Remember, they'll pretend to be your boyfriend. They'll have you as a slave, and they'll have you as a sad whisk around the house until they kill you. And so one of them is an ugly retardo. He's in his 30s. He's known for having AIDS and raping people with AIDS to make them have AIDS, that is, and playing with his bodily fluids. That's part of being a zombie. They love playing with their own and other people's bodily fluids, and then they act like germaphobes, including after they play with plagues. They're retardos. And the retardos are setting off the alarm. And what they do here, they made it clear, they cleared the way for bums to harm people. So you would get in trouble for your alarm going off during the day or at night. You get in trouble for having a camera in the lobby. And they even try to quote the laws illegally. Like they don't know what they're talking about, too. And they don't want you to have an alarm system. They also have had a rule where they want a clear way so they can get through with the ambulance coming in. Well, that also has been used to kidnap people. Nothing obstructing your door. So whether you think I'm crazy or not, the alarm has gone off by itself with a thud 3 times. And twice last night. And there's a bum play consenting to your interview. There is no interview with a monkey-ass bitch that has a 30 IQ. He can't even fucking read. So you tell me what kind of interview an ugly moron will give you. Remember, the bitch can't read. He's a retarded. He's a fucking retard. What's the thing going to interview him about? Ooh. The word interview is used all the time for hitting, killing, menacing, taking your kidney, raping. And I just know he's an ugly freak, first off, so I don't have to go anywhere with an ugly fucking freak. See, that's my viewpoint, and that's what I stick to. He's an ugly fucker, he stinks, he's retarded, so I don't have to go anywhere with ugly retards, basically. He doesn't, I'm not going to go anywhere with it. He's ugly. So, an alleged interview with a retarded boogeyman, it's a retarded boogeyman. That's all this is. And there's a whore playing a home. They like to play nursing home about people they terrorize, hospital, and they'll drive you crazy. They'll have you medicated. It's making decisions about even mental health care. How? Working with the dirty police and the dirty doctors. If you're on the genocide list, there you went that way. One of them's making a motorhome threat. So there's a white motorhome right there. There's also another freak that drives a J-Coat motorhome. He parks it at Swedish Clinic in the Roosevelt area near Safeway, about 73rd. He is a meth head, he is a cannibal, he's a torturer, he's tall, blonde, has a tan, and directly about him, he's pregnant. He has curly, bleachy blonde hair, he has a tan, blue eyes, drawn face. You can hear him in a wall sometimes talking as though he has no teeth. You don't want to get him mixed up with Eric Kinzel's sons that sound like it just sounds like somebody, like teeth are flapping or something. It sounds really weird. Am I going with them? No, I'll get them shot by SWAT team. And I'm not going anywhere with the black guy. I have no reasons. Or anything. Or anyone. These are fucking freaks. And the gangs, including my sister and brother, have thought it would be funny. Everybody who I've ever talked to that they can find, even if it's somebody who talks to you in the grocery store. I'm getting out in the wall trying to get out. My sister, Dawn Blackmore, she never was pretty. I used to be very pretty. She looked like an amphibian cow. And she never was under 300 pounds. And the hillbilly cousins that joined the rest of the crowd, and Dawn's husband, they were never good looking. Melissa Hudd, my niece, never good looking. As good looking as she thought she was. They just killed off the competition. There's a whore playing marriage managing. These bums actually, this is such a terrorist state, they've had marriages go through the courthouse. Am I going to listen? No, they're terrorists. I don't have to. And there is no reason I ever would be walking off with a dirty, stinky black male. Even a stinky black male thinks he looks like Prince now from killing people. He's a stinky, ugly bitch. Everybody in Washington stinks anyway, even if they take a shower. Why? They're cannibals. They're ugly. They're retarded. Nobody would want them. There's not one person who would want any of these things. Oh, and then there's one of the retardos that's here. Might be Jack. zombie, like he's talking to. He said, "You drank what? Liquids." Now, these retardos, I woke up 14 years ago, and these retardos acted as though they could punish people. And unbelievably, one of the retards just mentioned exactly why he thought he could punish me. You drank liquids. Too much liquid. Remember, he's a retardo. Remember, retardos made decisions on who would live or die. And a whore's playing Bang. Dr. Jaffe is in there, and he likes to pretend he has legal jurisdiction. I could actually drag him off to a medical hospital legally as much as he could be. He doesn't work for the building. And his retarded son will play anything from doctor to KGB. Does he play it intelligently? No, he's a retard. Do the math. And there's a bum playing submissive. Remember, they've gotten away with murder. You don't play submissive with me, ugly bitch. First of all, you're an ugly black boogeyman. You're a fucking retardo. You're a fucking no-brain bitch. And I'm not listening. You're 30 years of welfare. You're an ugly thing to me. You're lesser than an animal. You're gross. So fuck off, ugly bitch. They're like, I'm supposed to open your knees tonight. You're an ugly bitch, and you're going to open people's knees right onto a mental health party or get shot by a SWAT team because nobody wants you near me. That's the ugly black crip that's shaved his ratty beard. He's about this tall, kind of portly. And he's from the Wallingford Food Bank. He has nothing that anyone would want. He is nothing. He is ugly. He's got a creepy voice. He's stinky. He's retarded. He's a nobody. And there's a whore making a keypad threat. What's the keypad threat? Remember, this is a low-income building. That's why you don't want to supply buildings for the poor in Washington. They're using him for crimes. So the stinky whore is thinking she'd have a keypad and lock out my window so I couldn't even talk. And one of them is Melissa Udd's family member. Melissa Udd, UTD, you'll find her right on the net, Emily Udd, Instagram. Emily Udd has dark hair. Melissa always dyes her hair kind of blondish. But she had kind of gold in her hair. Like it looked like cool gold. But Melissa Udd's daughter has wavy hair on the picture with these creepy, kind of brown eyes. They have a slight cast, like almost an Asian look. Interesting to note, they're black Nazis, but also they hate as Norwegians on the Udd side. They're not Norwegians. That big Udd, is a Hindu name. and Melissa Udd's family are definitely here, and if you look them up, they're listed as talented and wonderful. They're not. That's my niece's family, half niece, nothing significant, and they were secret black Nazis. And I keep telling this an interesting story about Melissa Udd's marriage. She had a guy named Steve, and he wasn't bad looking, and then all of a sudden, the guy she was with had aged suspiciously by 12 years or more. And the guy she was with, the same name, had a longer head, he had a receding hairline, and he looked seedy and dirty and low class. That's all in 3 months. 3 to 5 months, because I don't want to exaggerate, but I think it was 3. And somebody is yapping in 207, they all have money. So a lot of Steve Udds, or just Steves, probably disappeared for Melissa Udd. At least 10 Steves. And these bums have obsessions with names and faces. Sometimes they also have people that live, that they've chosen. Why? They look like them. They can frame them for crimes, and eventually they carve those up too. Eventually. Unless it's their friend. And these things have also starved people. And remember, anybody who's talking is a moron in a crawl space. Even if they're talking in the next room, he is a moron. His friends are morons. This is a 30% of your income moron building. There's nobody here but morons. These are gross, ugly morons. Gross, disturbed. Michael Tedhope is here. He is my half-brother. He has had captives since probably the 60s in his apartments, females. He also, with my brother-in-law, did murders. And he did possibly a couple that were attributed to Ted Bundy. These are retards. There is nothing left of them. What am I doing? Making coffee. And I don't make coffee the regular way. I live like I'm homeless. So I'm going to be using recyclable bottles. Why? Well, I had a beautiful cottage that I was chased out of for 7 years ago. 8 years ago now. And so, also, you don't want things that are handled by AJ 5320, just came in, by the way. Silver car. And you don't want things that are handled by cannibals, basically. And you don't even want your cups handled by Satanist zombie things. Oh, there's a war yapping, leave your room ajar. You don't buy an ADT system so you can leave your room ajar. Remember that? You need to move it. You really need to move the milk. I could just, it has a wire mouth for dumping in coffee. Whatever. It's not even going to go in there. I didn't know it. I could dump coffees. I have to wait a bit because I have to pray. It's not nice to pray after you go to the bathroom. It's in the next room. There's fours making decrees as I talk. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Even terrorizing me through a wall, and I'm a victim. They don't have any authority. They're bums. They're retards. These are retards. These are morons. And they stick too. And zombies are smell obsessed. I find myself smell obsessed to get rid of their smells. They're smell obsessed. Why? They want to cover up their smells. But see, there's a lot of paradoxes and ironies here. These morons will actually put blood in their perfume and soap and water. So how do they get clean? Plus, I will admit, some of them don't like certain scents or certain foods. By all means, we have a stalker who doesn't like a certain scent or food. Use it. We want that food. And one of the blackmails is going on about orally and making up bills. So remember, even, which there are no bills with an ugly black retard, nobody has the right to chant about orally in a bill. He's an ugly black retardo. He's an ugly, gross man. He's a loser. He's a bitch. He stinks. He's retarded. Nobody wants the bitch. They're playing Stringing You Up tonight. Remember, Booker and this ugly Crip and others have made threats about stringing me up for torture. And what's going to happen to you afterward, ugly bitch? What's going to happen to you after, ugly shit stain? And remember, you can find these shit-ass morons also connecting while in perfectly. By the way, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as earth is in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Michael Benjamin Davis Wood is here, which, that's a good reason to use this. Come, thy will be done as it is in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as it is in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. Ivana Hale is here. That is Michael Benjamin Davis Wood's cousin. Once again, they're descendants of the Olmsted gang. Too many inheritance on her side. And we know now with inheritances and people hiding in a wall, they're not inheritances. What do we know they are? They killed people, they enslaved them, they took their money, property, credit. And that includes Ivana and Dave Hill. They're living 2 ply off the hog anyway. You'll find that Dave Hill was the alleged mailman in Kirkland, living in Juanita area near the golf course, near Michael Benjamin Davis Wood, with Matt Diaz. Remember, they think they're unidentifiable because they've got all these identities. Are they? No. Easily identify them. And it's almost like and the dirty cops will help them with this. They think they can move the identities back and forth. Another person who's been here lately is Ivana Hill's friend, Chris Nichols. She used to live in Oregon. I don't know if she still does. A lot of these people who present themselves as living somewhere else, they're actually in a hidden network in people's walls and then taking over houses and apartments. She might not even live in Oregon anymore. So Chris Nichols is here. She's kind of a stocky female. She used to dye her hair blonde, and she liked spiral perms. She had a big face, a big heart-shaped face, not much neck, not much leg. About 5'4". She's not pretty anymore. She was sort of pretty before, or I thought she was pretty in sort of this odd way. But she and her boyfriend looked like retarded people on the internet. They thought they were cute, like kids or something, on a Ferris wheel or something like that, or some sort of ride on Facebook. They look like retardos. Symptom of Washington. The more retarded, that means you're guaranteed survival. Also, if you'll screw chocolate. That's how some of them had chocolate babies, and they got a guarantee of survival. It's a bad sign if you see whites. And they, oh, and by the way, one of them is just cursing me with rotten. Why would anyone want to drink you, rotten? You're rotten. Why would anyone want to drink you? You're rotten. And by the way, I'm trying to avoid cannibalism. And so, yeah, Chris Nichols is here. She's up from Oregon, allegedly. I don't even know if she lives in Oregon anymore. She's got a horse. And she was always a child care worker. Her father lived in Oregon. That's why she moved there. She was obsessed with her dad. Especially after the divorce of her parents. Having a room in there, apparently. And there's a whore playing my orders are this. Remember, they need to be destroyed. There's nothing left in them. They think they have orders. Another one was obsessing over my face. She said, I've got businessmen. I need a face. I've got businessmen. So they'll call people that are going to torture you or rape you businessmen. They call child molesters holy men. They're all involved with the child molesters, and quite frankly, the black Nazis are big child molesters. They are also big on cannibalism. So, to please their child molester friends in Washington and their cannibal friends, they take part in cannibalism with the black Nazis. The Asian Nazis are very much into cannibalism as well. There's a whore threatening me, blah, 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 blah. Am I going to listen to a stinky hoe? No, you're an ugly, stinky hoe. I don't care what color you are, you're an ugly, stinky hoe. You're into black Nazis, no one likes you, no one wants you. You're a bitch. You're a retard. You're an ugly retardo. No one wants ugly retardos like you. You are ugly bitches. They're planning you to bare your cheeks tonight? No, bitch. Guess what? So, Chris Nichols and Ivana Hill are playing You're Going to Bare Your Cheeks Tonight. Am I going to? No. Would I get them shot by SWAT team instead? Oh, yeah. Will I defend myself? Yeah, I just told them I'd defend myself. I'm not going to listen. Not listening, and these bums think that they're safe coming out to even a vast army because they're going to be so unrecognizable, especially with their vast army of alternate identity. No. No, it's Chris. No, ever. No one will ever know. So Chris Nichols was a stumpy woman. She was known for her large breasts. They were large, saggy breasts, probably double, I don't know, F or something. Double D. She had stumpy legs, a stumpy body. She had a heart-shaped face, a big face. If you look at her, she looked like she thought she looked like a Dutch girl. Interestingly enough, these people portrayed themselves as certain ethnicities and then targeted those ethnicities. My family played Norwegian and then targeted Norwegians. Michael Benjamin Davis Wood acted like he liked the Norwegians and targeted. There's a whore playing blah 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 dog blah 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 blah, and they'll try to have you forced into taking care of laundry that they've bloodied or gotten other solids or fluids on from their torture, from their captivity of people. She's playing dog, and so they like to call people that were prettier than they or smarter their dog. of black Nazis, and it turns out Michael Benjamin Davis Wood was secretly black as well. And his family, they portray themselves as Jews, but they've actually targeted Jews, and they're involved with people who target Jews, and they profess to have tortured Jews. So Michael Benjamin Davis Wood joined in with Nazis, black Nazis. By the way, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, and you come and with us in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. This not temptation to deliver us from evil. Christ, kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen. No one's listening to dog shit, and they'll constantly chant and yap commands and rules that don't exist. They'll lie. You don't listen to them. They're just yapping retardos. There's nothing left. And one of the ways they'll try to target you is, like I said, oh, it's your friend from 30 years ago, you're going to walk off with her. I haven't seen Chris in 30 years. We had sort of almost an argument, and then we both were never interested in talking again. Ivana, I was never a friend with. Michael Benjamin Davis Wood, he and I had a long history of not getting along, and then I wouldn't talk to him for several years. Well, it's beyond that, and he thinks he'll come back this time. No, once you professed child molestation, as he has, and cannibalism, there's no going back. Also, he kept threatening me on behalf of the gang members, including I woke up suspiciously 7 hours later after he and his mother had threatened me with ketamine. I also saw him sneaking around like he was trying to bypass. And one of the whores is chanting about horror. Am I going to listen to a whore? No, they're shaking a chain. So Chris Nichols is on the terrorist list. And she's probably fat. And I don't even know if she's done the rainbow thing in her hair with a lot of fat sluts to it. Chris Nichols. There's nothing left of Chris Nichols. She is a zombie. And there's nothing left of her anyway. Oh, there's a bum claim, must have you butchered for interview. Or butchered. So he thinks he's going to force people into butcher. You don't want to put a knife or a gun in my hand and tell me to torture somebody. You're not going to be happy with the results. Why? Well, it won't be the person that they want me to butcher or the animal that has to worry. Let's just put it this way. You don't want to put a weapon in my hands because you're not going to trust me if you're going to remember to protect your baby. You don't want to say you're my slave and you're going to do my laundry. Oh no. They've even tried to get me to be a slave in the building. Laundry room. I've shown it repeatedly. And remember, a lot of the threats stem from also when people that are on the genocide list, and like those people trying to come out through the crawl space, the closet, it has to do with me eating or drinking. And remember, there's nobody who would want Chris Nichols. She's a fat, retarded person. She's a retarded that is a cannibal zombie. There's nothing left of Chris Nichols. There really was not that much 30 years ago. There was nothing left 30 years ago. So I haven't seen the ugly thing in person, visited with the ugly thing for almost 30 years. Their plane got picked up, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about anything Chris has to say. A lot of these zombies will also try to present themselves as they do, including, oh, I'm white. You like me because I'm white. I'm your favorite. No, you're not. You like me because I'm this. No, you're a zombie. It's gone. You can be a priest. You're no longer a favorite. Why? In Washington, you're a zombie. There's nobody here. We're going to have an attitude, by the way. Oh, and then they're still going on about the world. Remember, these things need to be destroyed because they can't get their head out of their genital area. And some of the rapists, the worst ones, are women. I'm not listening to you, and you're not coming near me. We're both dogs. So you have a picture of people that were very jealous. Now I'm going to tell you, jealousy matches the pattern. Big fat pigs. Chris was so jealous of me one year. I had a new coat that looked really nice. Instead of rescuing it at a party, Chris let the whole room step on it with muddy feet. On the ground. It was a tweed coat. She was terribly jealous. It was very fashionable to have a tweed coat. I personally didn't like the sleeves. It was kind of fun. It was from Kmart, but didn't look like Kmart. But the sleeves I thought were, I actually bought the tees. The sleeves I always thought were pretty. But Chris was exceedingly jealous. She was the type of friend who's like, you had a big green glob. She would let you sit there and people would look at you and you're like, whatever they're looking at. Chris would let you sit and she'd say, I let you sit that way for 3 hours. And they were looking at you and playing with you. Chris was insanely jealous of other women, and she was stumpy. She wasn't attractive. Same with Ivana. She was stumpy, not attractive. Ivana has a funny mouth. You have a picture of people that weren't pretty, weren't nice, weren't normal, weren't talented, weren't anything. Chris wasn't anything. She was a child care worker. She liked to party. She did decorate her apartments pretty well in an African or like a Papua New Guinea theme with a lot of brown baskets. I found it depressing because there was just like brown. And she was neat and tidy. She really didn't have any discernible talents. Ivana has no discernible talents. Michael Wood doesn't have discernible talents. He's okay with computers, but Northwest Transport is here, cab number 68. It's got wheelchairs in the back. And remember, these retardos will use false and bill medical to drag people away. And there's a whore chanting, go in. Is she anything? Oh, and there's a bum thing, cheeks tonight. Remember, they're obsessed with cutting your cheeks, throwing glass. There were 3 incidents of glass last night. So I might give you some wild footage tonight. Might give you some absolutely wild footage. Am I going to listen to any of the prostitutes? No, they're prostitutes. They're morons. And Chris was known for being slutty. She was even laughed at by her male friends, and they would laugh later and say, hey, you get a little dripping Chris, and there she goes. And they would talk about what a slut she was. Chris is a nobody. Chris didn't even have friends that liked her. She was a nobody. She slept with all her friends. She's a gross person. Nobody would want, no, I wouldn't want to see her. She looks retarded. Don't eat with her now. And I'm going slowly and leisurely. They're playing tickets for slowly and leisurely, which is what I practice. And what do I mean by slowly and leisurely? Well, slowly and leisurely means I'm not going to panic and run out screaming. Why? Well, if you run out screaming, there's nothing that's going to help you. And if you see me moving my face in a funny way or my hands, I am cursing the other ones. Or gritting my teeth. No, I'm not on crack like the rest of them. I'm cursing. Yellow cab, 384 just went by, BX6 something, and then 7 on the end. before one last letter. Another cat. Somebody so I didn't know. A lot of cats for a welfare building. Also, now that one's from the townhouse. Those are probably welfare people that have stolen my dad. So, if I look back at all my friends, they've all become zombies. There is no friend. And it shows me an inferior gene pool that was here anyway. That's all it ever was. Why? Because they were already killing smart, nice, normal, pretty, and they were killing white Semites and mostly Europeans. How do I know Chris's family wasn't involved 40 years ago? How do I know? If they've been doing it for 10 years, how do I know Chris wasn't a zombie 30 years ago? How do I know well, maybe not a zombie, how do I know her mother and father didn't get any money from just killing people, like Ivana's family? Maybe Ivana in her family, which is typical, they'll induct people by reward system as well. Apparently my sister inducted Eric Kinsel. They're like must have them say things to you. Find this must format in zombies and retards. Here's a monk targeting Irish people. So this is targeting of innocent people that's so redundant in cities. Targeting of innocent people by scum. I think they were carving at least one person up in the wall. And then the bum is chanting about Guthries and scum. And remember, there are lots of Guthries. And Guthries, the original Guthries, they certainly weren't scum. And on my father's side, which is the name Guthrie, they weren't scum. For the most part, they were educated. On my mother's side, they were scummy trash. And apparently black Nazis. Was a Native American, and they were scum trash all the way. Probably, you could go 10,000 years back and just say they were scum. There's nobody missing. Just like the rest of Washington State DNA. You can actually go 10 million years back, make sure they're gone from the ape that became who they are today, and curse them all, and you're not missing a damn person. That's a getting there, especially my mother's side. And the rest of Washington. And yes, I am a person. There's a weirdo that's coming by. She's got a blue jacket and long brown long braids, dark blonde. I think she's part Asian, that might be the key. And a lot of these people survived and hid as whites. And I have a very loose-based definition of white. Here comes a truck. Sort of a medium truck, and it's charcoal gray. And it's C92542L. And it's a Toyota. And black, and it's headed down the road without the turn lane. No, it's turning up on or turn light, and it's heading possibly toward the freeway. Oh, wrong way. It turned. It turned into the green light area, even though it was tilted toward the freeway. Remember, when you're being threatened and there are vehicles, by the way, there's an Infinity Comcast vehicle here, and if they can stuff you into a box, they will. And this Xfinity has boxes that you can stuff them into. It's C5577GG is the license plate, and it's CM534. And here comes a little car. It's charcoal gray with a rag top. This is the license plate. And it's like a shitty sports car with a buzzing engine, and it just drove it. Somebody's panicking because I'm cool. And there's a waft of fecal from coming up. And remember, these things have captives. They also brag about going to the bathroom with walls. Melissa Udd's disturbed, lower than animal daughter was bragging about having people go to the bathroom with walls. Whew. Pure smell of fecal. There is a bathroom, but you don't have raw sewage usually in the bathroom. It's one of the retards, he just went to the bathroom now. And guess what else it smells like? It smells like cooked dog, and these things are playing interview. This is your average zombie. They're retarded, and they go to the bathroom wherever. And they like to play with it, and they like to put it in your food, your water, your possessions. They'll leave. Now, Dawn and Larry have also been, Dawn and Larry Blackmore and Michael Ted Hope with their construction agencies, they've also been involved in poisoning people's water, including with urine and fecal and other substances. There's a whore playing here to blah, 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 with me. No, you're an ugly whore. You don't tell me what to do. You are a grotesque prostitute. You are a prostitute that nobody wants. Nobody likes prostitutes like you. You don't tell me what to do. Here comes another vehicle. It's like a whitish. I missed it. Remember, they use white or black vehicles to portray them as police. Remember, nobody normal comes here. And it smells like fecal all the way in. And this is why I leave the building. And there's a thick voice retard like, signed you. Whoever's a retardo. They like to play indentured, signed. There's another whore that's here. Her name is Kathy Cox. She's a retarded bitch, a heroin junkie. She is a nobody. Does she have authority? No. Then one of them is chanting, I think, about a twin. They pull a lot of crimes playing your twin, your clone. They'll even pull a ruse, allegedly, of your twin or clone of you before they scratched you with another person who takes your identity. They'll play games like, giving you an operation, we gave you your cheekbones, you weren't a pretty woman. Then they'll have you in the wall, pictures of the old you. You will have, I'm not threatening you, I'm telling you what they do. Your face cut off. They'll be tortured, starved. But the real you 10 years ago, oh yes, we were giving her facial operation. This is the end result. That's you 10 years ago. They They've done that to a lot of people, including Melissa Udd, my niece, Dawn and Larry Blackmore. They will have professionals and non-professionals portraying themselves as hospital workers. They will portray rooms as hospitals. Seattle Housing Authority van just went by. Those are often used in kidnappings. Big white vans, Seattle Housing Authority. So what am I doing? I'm going to wash my hair. And there's a bum playing clothing, and it's an ugly black, I think it's the ugly black male. He's a retard. He looks like a jack-o'-lantern face with slitty little eyes. And he's talking about my clothing. They'll rob you even of your clothes. And remember, he lives in the building, and so this building needs to be shut down. Even if he doesn't live here, it needs to be shut down. He's an ugly black monster. He's nobody that anybody would give clothing to, let alone spit on the sidewalk to. That's to look too rich for his blood. He's an ugly blasphemy bitch. He's a dog man. Remember, dog man is dangerous. He doesn't realize he's dog man because he's been treated with respect, hauling people off. So dog man doesn't realize how ugly he is. He's very dangerous because he doesn't realize he's ugly. He's an ugly, grotesque retard. And there's another grotesque retard. It's the fat maggot-looking male from Aurora, DSC, white-looking, bulbous, round head. He's a maggot. Nobody's going to listen to ugly males like you, ever. Nobody believes you. You're ugly, gross things. You should have been destroyed at birth. They're playing answering an email. Remember, they'll try to falsify relationships. What they'll do is also Melissa Udd and the others, and the dirty cops will help them. They grab up Google identities. Google is very, it's got your YouTube attached, it's got your email, your preferences, your friends, some of them. So the ugly black male in this building is threatening me for my Google account. And so again, this address, 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. Also note that Eric Kinzel and the others have people's Google accounts. Anybody I've ever named. Oh, and the moron is chanting once a while Zocalo. And he means raped. Bitch, you don't utter decrees. You are a monkey man. You are the ugliest thing on earth. You're shit-ass morons. You don't tell me what to do. You're too ugly. You're an ugly bitch. Remember, you can't hear what I can because this is I-5. People have actually called the police on what I can hear on Periscope. I said you're a dog man. Oh, and the dog man's playing attorney. So don't worry, I'll tape who you're calling attorney and have them arrested, maybe shot by a SWAT team. Would you like that, bitch? I'll have the bitch committed, don't worry. Or arrested. No one's going to listen to a monkey-ass moron. Ever. You're all shit-tard, you're rejects, you're ugly. Just your ugliness alone rejects all of you. Your retardation is reeking. This is a total terrorist network. And remember, I have health problems. Can you imagine my heart that's damaged? How? Nothing is secret that you do to me any longer, ugly. It's all online, and it will be perceived. And I'm going to film you fuckers more. Whether it's on Periscope and local, fine. One dirty cop is still here. Possibly Officer Rob Howard. Or a different one. Could be Officer Bell. Now, Officer Bell and Officer Howard have been able to commit crimes easily by mixing and merging what's legal with what's illegal by creeping around the building, allegedly on jobs. And these retards like to play family, and there's a male chanting about oral. Do you hear how retarded they are? There's nothing left. Oral this, oral that, oral that. He said, we just got somebody fancy to do oral. Do I even want to listen to that? Am I in with it? No, obviously I wouldn't be gang scarred, scratched. They'd love to fake that, including substitute. Oh, we've treated Lisa wonderfully all these years. It's our relative. We've given her all these presents. They even tried to fake presents, slamming down packages. That's another way they'll louder. You gotta watch it when you hear a package slammed on your porch. Why? Could be laundering, where your neighbor doesn't want anyone to know he's getting a big TV with someone else's money, so he blames you or she. There's your box. It also allows fake relationships to flourish. Oh, it's that boyfriend, he's giving you a big TV. Sure, he hauls it off 5 minutes later, but it was seen delivered at your doorstep. I just heard a cat being tortured. They're playing, and there's another one chanting prostitute you. Can you see where I'd leave here? And I'll tell you what they want to get a hold of. They want to get a hold of people also on weekends so they can torture them on the Lord's Day, Sunday. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, the kingdom come, thy will be done as it is in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. They're playing blah, 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 now that blah, blah, blah knows, blah, 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 blah. See, there's nothing that they say that is relevant. Even in public, there's nothing a zombie has to say. And remember, they've even secured jobs for morons. This is a long time history in Washington. It always looked like it was about to fall apart anyway. There's a reason for it. Dark, rainy, gritty. I could go across the world, rains just as much somewhere else. You know, on the equatorial, it's like above the equatorial line. The latitude may be about the same. And it's not going to be as gritty and gross there, guaranteed. There's a whore playing double shopping with you. These ugly things will try to force you to have a companion that spends your money. There is nobody to spend my money. There is nobody allowed near me now. There is nobody allowed to shop with me. There were 2 dogs that happened to be at the store, supposedly. One of them is proudly here, Lisa Rescue. She's a big, tall dog. She looks like a Bigfoot. Looks white, roughly, white with leather. Was I shopping with the bitch? No. There was also a big face, alleged Korean woman. Kia. She looks like she's part white. humans. They both reeked of blood, like most cannibals. Was I shopping with the two prostitute things? No. They were at the store. Would I get cozy with anyone now? Nope. Not gonna play. They don't hide in your walls and they're not zombies. Not gonna play. Not gonna play that the person setting off the alarm might be a woman coming in to inject you so the black Nazi can rape you. Not gonna play. Now I can't gesture with my arms. I've got my alarm set up higher. Why? And I'm washing my hair. Not gonna play. And there's a horde chanting about must do this for neighbors. So they've tried to enslave me for this building, including for some of the ugly boogeymen that I've shown. So it's proof that none of these ugly morons need housing. And it is a good indication that anybody trying to get a slave cannot take care of themselves, and that's how you can get them committed. If you can't get them arrested, you get them committed. Why? I've just dropped water down the sink. You get them committed because they can't take care of themselves. You get the person trying to slave for them, or get a slave that is, you get them committed. You get them arrested. They can't take care of themselves, you see? And that's coupled with, and actually not just coupled with, but it's also the fact they smell. They're going to use the same word over and over for different items, just like an Alzheimer's patient. They're going to chant in gibberish, but that not smelling very good, and you get enough people complaining that they smell. Kathy Cox, it has been stinky for years. You could get her rounded up for stinky. Plus, she likes to talk, oh, she's playing to give me the key. No, bitch, I'm not. I go down with the ship, you get shot by SWAT, you get committed, you get arrested. Kathy Cox, she was my neighbor at Burt Gilman Place Apartments. She had a restraining order against her. Anti-harassment. That thing's not even supposed to be near me. She's an ugly bitch. Oh, she went off into a tangent about either Nibiru or Hulu. She said, you gave me Nibiru. Did anyone give her anything? Oh, and she said, plus major continents. So do you hear? I'm repeating what these bums have played. You gave me countries, you gave me planets. Would I give an ugly slut anything? No. So let's just say, for cursing all zombies, there is no visible person who was legitimately ever given anything from me. There's a bum chanting about Brandy. You think I will let that happen? Or will there be big trouble? He's chanting. You can hear it. So, don't worry about me giving a Mayday basket to a neighbor in 1973. Just say it was all bad. Why? These bums have cursed you in the spirit world. They've cursed every visible to become a zombie. Nobody was given anything by me legitimately. Remember, they treated me as though I don't have rights. So that would mean, or like crazy. So that would actually then nullify giving anybody anything. And remember, you've got a sick, satanic bitch, Kathy Cox, for Gilman Place Apartments. Her daughter lives in the upper part of the property, Emily. And she said, you gave me Nibiru, also planets. All right, no, that's planet. Also continents. She's a heroin addict. So, no gifts to anybody that's a visible human ever in Washington. No gifts to anybody in Washington, ever. And did they say, oh, look, I'm in California now, and you give it to me? No. No human gifts. No human gifts, especially to zombies, or demons, devils, fallen angels, or any spirit who likes them or is like them. There is no gift. No gift. There is no gift. There is no gift. What? Well, the thing is, if you even had, I'm not kidding you, these are so psychotic. They'll even pretend that if you were praying, you awarded them. No gifts. And can I say my mother had a gift? No. No visible person in Washington ever had a gift from me. Why? Because of retardos like Kathy Cox. Gaming planets, begin to become confident. No gifts. No legal gifts. Those are strong ramifications. Strong ramifications. Right there. And you might say, well, that sounds crazy. Remember, they're playing with their belief system that involves harming the spirit world as well. And these retardos also will pretend that I'm the devil, and that they've even told victims, they'll do it to animals too, as they're carving them up. He said, did this to you. There's nobody left to any of these people. They're morons. There's a whore that said, you just called me. She's in the closet. Behind it, you just called me. There is nobody to call. These are ugly morons. These are all retardos. There is nobody. There's nobody to call. There's really been nobody to call for 14 years. They've been zombies. Remember the falsified relationship. What else do I hear all the time? That you killed so-and-so. Even dirty, hallucinatory cops have played that one. You shot so-and-so. Oh, you shoot people. The dirty, hallucinatory morons. See, remember, they also cross from the visible and invisible thought. So they don't know where they are at any given time. They don't know who they're with. Even the dirty cops will shoot you walking down the street, especially it's probably part of the genocide list as well. It's like, oh, well, she had a phone. Better shoot her. They don't know where they are. They don't know who they are. So instead of just worrying about busting these things, you worry about getting them locked up and committed and just committed. You get these into institutions, including the dirty cops. Sure, he's high on crack and meth. We'll treat him as a drug addict that's mentally ill. He's high on crack. He's high on meth. He doesn't know where he is. And then while you're doing that, while you're getting the dirty cop held for being high on crack and meth, or the dirty whomever, could be the dirty nurse, there's a whore playing hotel, blah, 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 blah. They like to take over apartments and homes and call them hotels. You don't listen, you call the police. And remember, now, if you can't get her busted for a crime, even if you're law enforcement that ever listens to this, well, the dirty whore doesn't recognize it's not her apartment, so she's crazy. Can't get her because you can't bust her? Well, she's crazy. It's not her apartment, and she's trying to walk in. Remember, in Washington, it went really far, though. I have even relatives who will state it's not my apartment. What's their favorite thing to do here, one of them? They'll try to get your apartment after you paid rent, including for dirty morons. There's a moron chanting in 207, I'm a landlord. Well, remember, he's a retardo. Why? Not even a landlord can actually walk into your apartment and grab your apartment. It's a long, drawn-out court process in some cases. And so some landlords would even rather work out a deal through the courts. Even if there were an eviction, it has to go through a court process with police and sheriff. And he's a moron. He's a black maniac who's bragged of killing 40 people a day. He's an ugly retardo. He's a short little bitch. He likes to pretend he's a policeman. He's Officer Bobby of the West Precinct. That's his little boyfriend. And he and his little ugly son like to walk around the neighborhood pretending they're cops in ill-fitting little uniforms. Little short man smiling, marching up and down like he's a cop. Because Officer Bobby let him and so did the other policemen. He's a retardo. He's an absolute retard. And remember, I'm not even white. And remember, the bitch got away with this crap. Why? Because he's black. Black out of hand. Black out of control. Remember my family? Secretive, or secret black Nazis, rather. And what else do they do to whites, white-looking Semites, and warm-skinned Europeans? Now, in taking water away from people, what happens? Bath time, privacy. You can't bathe without getting a gunshot through the wall. What happens to you? You stink. You end up at the garbage can with your stuff taken. Who looks better? That's the premise. Ugly black Nazi thinks he can then take you away. Nobody will listen. So the ugly fucker wins. So it's an ugly retardo. He usually plays cop. Now today he's calling himself the landlord. With his squeaky voice, it should be landlady. And remember, he's a retardo that's high, and he's hiding in 207. And remember, the bum in 207 is a terrorist that needs to be rounded up as well. Oops, I just dropped my... shit. Now, this is the trouble I go through. I just dropped a clean sock because of the fucking moron into my dirty sink water, which is clogged because, well, nothing in this place works because, you know, they killed off anyone of excellence. So, filthy in the sink water. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, God. I think God blessed me by having me have another sock that was clean. There's a bomb still yapping, blah, 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 oral, cleaning sink. Shut the fuck up, dog shit bitch. I don't hear anything but fucking moron with a dick. Dicks do not impress me, ugly fucking bitch. Shut your fucking trap, bitch. You're a dog shit moron. One of his dog shit relatives is in there, in 207, and remember, they're Crips. I'm not going to listen to shit-asses in the building that live here either. Remember that, bitch. Or your fucking friends, or your relatives. You're shit-ass morons. You play sequence with me, fuck off. Right onto the gurney, fuck off, bitch. Fuck off, right onto the mental health gurney is what will be done. That is what will happen. Mental health gurney, terrorist record for you, ugly fucking retard. You are an ugly dog man, and nobody has to listen to any of you. You're gross. You stink, and you're ugly. Goodbye, Washington. That's your answer. Stinky, ugly bitch. Was I like this a few years ago? No, but he scratched me, you know, so. It's like, I a scrap to defend myself. Why? Well, I don't have to worry about that feminine, delicate stuff. Plus, the black Nazis and the other rejects, one of their favorite things is to pound the person's face in while they're sleeping after they've injected them. So I'm not going to worry about scrapping with an ugly bitch. Shut up. I have to bring out this dirty sock. It's so gross. I have to put it with this. Shut up, bitch. Nobody's going to listen to dog shit in 207. Now remember, 207 has been used as a place by which they would threaten me, including to pound on the door and try to break in. And then they thought they'd sneak back into 207, and I've never realized who did it. So it's a big terrorist hotspot in 207. And also, they have constant ambush plots in 207. And they think they look pretty good if they slither down what? If they slither down the, it's so gross, I'm going to wash the outside of it. Alcohol. I tend to move rubbing alcohol around the room, I'll tell you why. My electricity, the heater exploded several weeks ago. So it's like, oh, something flammable. Oh, here's some matches. Got the heater on in there. Got to move the matches. Oh, there, I was going to barbecue some shrimp at one of the locations on the, it's like, oh, better move the barbecue stuff or whatever it is. Better move the matches. Don't want that near the heater. And I have to actually wipe up some water. Why? Well, it's not good to have water in heaters. Good buy paper towels. Carbon footprint way up. Can't have clean dish towels. Cannibals will touch them. They weren't clean for probably 18 years anyway because of people sneaking in. They probably were coming in my apartment 18 years ago. All those supposed crazy ladies that told people were breaking in, they weren't crazy. Including old ladies that stated people were stealing their stuff. They weren't crazy. And I've heard even women that are probably, some of them have been eaten, and they weren't innocent anyway. Several probably have been eaten, but they were telling me, oh, there's a bump, yapping in the kitchen area, blah, 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 Beirut, indented. So even if you can't hear it, no, there is a record. Somebody called the police, you can look it up, you can verify it. They thought I was threatening, I was asleep. Actually, the police have been dispatched twice, and I'm like, what the heck? Well, the last time they just talked to me through the door. And I think somebody called the police because they heard somebody, maybe they called them for me, I don't even know. You have to be careful because these shit asses will play police too. And remember, when a person gets murdered and raped in Washington, often, especially in a big building where they can all hide, there's usually a dirty policeman involved and on the premises. Or within easy call. And because I'm changing my pants and washing, I'm going to do this. I just heard something out in the hall, or that was possibly me brushing against something. So the dirty police are usually within easy call, and the rapists and the slavers will even, they're so brash, they'll threaten people and state, oh, well, if you don't do this, I'm calling a policeman. And the blacks have gotten away with that, and other people of color for years. If you don't do this, I'm calling the policeman. So they're using the law to commit crime no matter how they're presenting it, even with simple schemes, elaborate schemes. And one of the most simple schemes to figure out is what? The people of color being abused are not people of color being abused. They're using the police to commit crimes and then putting people on a do not call or do not help list, basically. So someone like Dirty Kathy Cox, she has black kids. So she's involved in raping, torturing, murdering, trying to rob people out of their possessions, including to force them to give things to her. So she has probably had a history of running to the police department and screaming that her kids are of color. And guess what they did? 80% of those cases of color being abused it's all bullshit. And remember, I'm part black. I'm not black, but I'm part. And there's a bum yapping, you're going to be scarred, and he's calling me industry. Remember, over the course of a day, they'll call you many names. And does the ugly bitch have a right to say you're going to be scarred? Remember, he's an ugly boogeyman in 207. He's an ugly fucking bitch. Show him all his ancestors. You're in Washington, U.S. All right. Put a mirror in his face. And you can lash out and curse these people for playing certain games. Oh, and a bum's talking about, quote, dispatching his guard. Am I going to respect a shit-ass moron playing guard or get the ugly fucked up thing arrested or committed? The ugly fucked up bitch is going to get committed or arrested. Or, if I have to defend myself, well, that's my legal right, isn't it? And I'm crazy, I'll grab a weapon. There's a whore chanting, once you open your door. Am I going to listen? No. So remember, threats of captivity and scarring, mutilation, rape are coming from 207. And, quote, guarding. 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115, 207. His cousin is up. His cousin goes there. My, isn't that mysterious? His cousin goes to 207 and makes some of the threats and pounds on the door. And don't forget, his cousin is a Crip. His cousin's a Crip. So you've got a lot of black people, by the way, that are hiding as Crips. And not just blacks, but a lot of these people will hide if they're a Crip. It's not one of the biggies that they like to announce in Washington. I don't know why. I'll probably find out. And if you think for one instant I was ever interested in gangs, boring. Taking pictures of blood and guts on the sidewalk, bleh. None of this is what I want. Ugly retard in my camera day after day. Ugly mongoloids. There's no interesting bone structure in it. Really. Why? They're just zombies. And oops, I just tripped on a marble. Also, hurt my foot. But what's the deal with zombies? Limited gene pool. So I'm a Scorpio. I have like detail-oriented things going on. It's like boyfriends, slime pool. That's what was available. Think of someone with good bone structure you'd want to photograph. Slime pool. You kill the competition. Well, that's what I have to photograph. Plus, I'm letting nuts. Washington model. Washington men. Get with me. I got red feet. That's your Washington man. And I'm going to wash my feet. It's turned. I'm turned. And guess what I smell over there? Can you guess? Blood. Can you guess how I react? I get allergic. I have to turn on the fan. Dear God, please make me sick with blood drinking. Make every blood drinker zombie sick. Please kill them for it. Please destroy them in every life. And there's a black Nazi whore in the closet saying, no, no. And please God start giving them diseases associated with zombieism, such as mad cow virulence. Destroy their brains, make them shake. For being cannibals, please God, make them plagues. Remember they're walking around with plagues. Please get them, make them make mistakes, and make them plagues on themselves. And the radiation that they carry around and the other substances. And it smells also, as I sit, it smells like poor tortured greasy dog as I sit down. And there's an ugly, retarded black Nazi hiding behind the closet, big secret. Ugly whore from Elizabeth Gregory. Retardo, monkey fame, chanting pants down. It's an ugly retardo. She's a maggot. She's nobody. And she's chanting pants down. And you can imagine and remember, even those ugly things know that they're demeaning people. How? With the ugliest boogeymen they can find. They know they're ugly. They know they're ugly. There's a bum plane walking around town with William. He's making a slave captivity kidnapping threat about a black man. It's a kidnapping threat, and it's a rape threat. It's an extortion threat. It's a slave threat. So there is no, they're playing Italian. And by the way, these shit-ass morons like to call themselves by the names of the people. The bums like to call themselves by the name of the people that they've targeted. So the ugly bum thinks he'll pass off black people and other shit-asses as Italians. And even if it were Italian, I'm not interested. I'm gang-scarred, and these are zombies. There is no male or female I would walk around with now. Yesterday, when I did laundry at Elizabeth Gregory home, they had an ugly black male with a beard passing itself off as a woman, and the thing was playing, "You're gonna hold my hand." And the thing points at its crotch like a monkey. these ugly things have obsession with babies. They're child molesters. They'll sacrifice the thing. It's going to be half mongoloid. Also, the thing might go out for adoption, or the ugly thing might have a baby to play welfare with and getting 2-bedroom apartments. Also, it could be a way of getting other women. So you see this redundant pattern. Someone has a child, then they can steal other children, other mothers. So, it just goes on too. Just like people walking around with a stroller. That's actually a way they've got people's kids. And a lot of these homeless people, they like to use strollers as a way to transport animals. And one of the ways they kill animals, they'll pick an animal that looks like the same animal over and over. And the bums, by the way, like to confuse things with this code. They've actually called whites white-looking Semite and works in European animals. So I'm referred to as an animal by something that looks like an ape or a maggot regularly. And there's a whore playing blah blah orally. It's not legal, and you're gonna have a lot of trouble. You'll probably get shot by a cop, bitch. Because you ugly fuckers are not coming near me without a lot of trouble. You're too fucking ugly. They're playing your brain is Lola. They even have Dr. Jaffe playing along. Dr. Jaffe will give you what? He will give you a lobotomy. They're playing your going. No, you're an ugly turd man. You look like turdmation. Fuck off. And you know what, bitch? You're a little man. I wouldn't threaten women if I were you. You're too fucking soft to even fight a woman. Remember, you don't have to be afraid of a lot of these fuckers if you take self-defense. Remember, I'm not an expert. So this is a little man. He's 5'6". He's afraid of me physically. But you put a gun in the hand of a retard, that's when you get in trouble. And I'll let you know, the dirty cops have the retards get the guns. That's who puts guns into their hands. I walk around my sock culture, that's probably just the same, what's in the same. I just looked at it. I'm thinking of how the zombies like to spread disease. This mine's contained. And I'm not trying to infect anyone. Or we would wash it. Oh, there's a whore chanting pants off. Remember, these are like also Bonobo chips. It's like Bonobo chip went into the recipe of the zombie. So a lot of these people, the gang members, are very much like Bonobo chips. And a whore just used a Hebrew word, and she's playing Nayway, and she says has fever. What does she mean by that? And they'll sit and curse too, so that people want to raise people. Let me curse them. There's a bomb chanting, hold hands. No, bitch, you're ugly. You're a dog. Nobody's holding hands with a Washington motherfucker. You're gross. I wouldn't even care if it's a priest, which they have used. That thing's not going to hold my hand. Too ugly. Too ugly. And there's a fat slob. I've shown her before. She's out there. And you don't even know if it's her dog, same dog, different dog, what? Because they use the same dog over and over. And there's another one chanting, oh, oral this, oral that. Nope, you're dogs. And I'm going to curse your ancestors to death, bloody, tortured death by your chanting. I want you to see this big fat ass. And fat ass is walking around apparently peacefully along with the other crazy people out there. Why? And remember, they're all playing cops. Once there were cousins and mostly, yeah, first generation cousins, not first everything. Probably first cousins on the mother's side, also my aunts. Fat, ugly bastards. And it might not even be the same dog over and over. And I'll tell you, a lot of tortured dogs belong into that person's blood. Big fat fucker. And the fat fucker probably has at least 10 identities. And X amount of, I don't know how many food stamps. Maybe 10 people's food stamps. Fat fuckers eating 10 people's food stamps, possibly. And fat fuckers eat a lot of eggs. And we get and a lot of she's a 10 now. She failed off competition. She ate them like a larva. So there's a reason why we have some of the ugliest people on the planet here. And some of the people from other countries, either they're a magnet for uglies or they're just ugly to God. I don't know. And remember, even if it's somebody from my favorite country, they're no longer a favorite once they're here. It's a zombie. There's a whore playing blah 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 Sudanese. They like to use code. So the word Sudanese. There's another one playing husband. So even things that look like her counterpart. Husband. And that ugly fucker thinks it rules you in the world. And remember, they're psychotic. They even think that they own rights to people's copyrights. Remember, I'm scratched and scarred up. But the gang members want to launder under your identity. You did the crime, they're coming to your apartment. You did the crime, I'm grabbing you as a slave. You did the crime, I'm grabbing you as someone in your storage to make it look like I'm the innocent one. Here's your date. And they've killed Italians. They chopped them up. In fact, my own gross crime-ridden family, they killed Norwegians. And Larry Blackmore had curly black hair. He fixated on probably better looking. He was never good looking. He had kind of a crumpled face with a receding chin. Chin, not really fat until later. A belly. Not good looking, big hacked-in acne scars. My brother, big hacked-in acne scars. I think he had laser in the 90s to soften them. And then there was my niece who had fallen, and I think she must have had surgery. It disappeared in her teens. It looked like she was a hero. One of the things that the moms have wanted to do to me, and they loved it, is to try to pretend I was a heroine to obscure my identity. But one of the glass scars is like a heroine. So when that happens, I want you to know you also get the phenomena of what? You get a phenomena of bums thinking they're magical. They're so magical. We chanted, and they think they are magic because they took blood. And one of the plots was to remove blood from me under the chin so nobody would know. And there's nobody that's a grosser fucker, by the way, than a black Nazi or those in with them. They want blood. They always talk about the genitals. They like to actually cut off the genitals, eat them, sprinkle them. There's nothing grosser than a black Nazi. Remember, I'm not playing. There's a bum playing convicting you. It's one of the retards. He's got a zombie voice. Can he convict me, or is he a retardo? He's a retardo. You don't listen to retardos. He has no power to convict anyone, but the dirty police department let him play convicting. He's playing child. These dirty fuckers will also try to have you torturing children and animals. It still might be the ugly black man with slitty eyes and the ugly mother. She walks like this. She has short hair. He's cab 283, airport taxi, like a station wagon is here. 283, yellow cab. You're a dog man. You're ugly. No one believes ugly black men. Including with mothers like this. Why don't you go off like that? Maybe you'll get some attention. You already look that retarded. Slitty little eyes. Looks like a pumpkin. He looks like a jack-o'-lantern face. Not that he's fat. He just has ugly features. Big triangle nose. He's like, I'm her boyfriend. He's somebody who's going to end up on a gurney. He's ugly. And remember, he's a terrorist. Anybody who goes to 207 is automatically a terrorist. Anybody who goes to the closet or goes to this building, terrorist. And there's a whore playing here to make sure, blah, 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 clothes are clean. No, I'm making sure you're shot by a SWAT team. I'm not cleaning up after an ugly nigger. Fuck you, nigger. Or any nigger, or anybody, including maggots. Fuck off, bitch. He said, I'm going to have you owned by everybody. Bitch, and get yourself killed. And remember, piece of blood. Piece of blood at 505 Northeast 70th Street, Seattle, Washington, 98115. He's an ugly bitch. And you'll see his mother stumping around the neighborhood. She looks like a man. You're an ugly bitch, and he's now playing landlady. Remember, he's about 30 IQ. That's why you don't argue with these fuckers. They're retarded. And once the black Nazi and the others that are affiliated with them and they're zombies, they don't let go of something because they're retarded. So that ugly thing is thinking he's a cop. He can be shot on a green. He's still thinking he's a cop. Believe it. And a whore just made a curling iron threat. Now, what is the curling iron threat repeatedly? So the ugly black maggot with the lined little slitty eyes that looks like a jack-o'-lantern, he's made a lot of slavery threats. I don't think they're lined, but ugly little slitty eyes, little beady-eyed bitch. It's about 5'10", 6 feet, ugly as sin. Remember, seeing if these are dirty. I just spilled something on them. I think it's just water. And there's a bum playing Michael. They'll use old affiliations to sneak in slavery. Fuck you, I don't know anybody, bitch. And remember the curses by the bums. You're ugly, nobody wants you, nobody likes you, nobody likes you, nobody wants you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's nobody to want or like. They just pop together. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck your mama, bitch. Ugly fucking cunt. Fuck off, nigger bitch. Nobody's gonna listen to you. You're a shit ass bitch. You are. Oh, my lid fell off from coffee. Damn it. You are a shit ass, ugly moron. And all I see here with you and your ilk is shit ass ugly moron. And remember that you're ugly. We raped you. We're trying to give you AIDS. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you. Nobody likes you. Good. If they're like you ugly fuckers, I don't give a fuck. Because you're too ugly to talk to people. You're not even a person. Nobody's going to listen to an ugly moron. And remember, the ugly things that rape think they're studs. You're too ugly for anybody. You're absolutely the ugliest. There's a whore playing my son. Nobody gives a fuck about your maggot, whatever the fuck it is. Go tell it to die. Nobody cares. I don't give a fuck about your retard relatives. They're bums. They're sickening. They're ugly. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about any. So they're playing, you're going to take out, give me your purse today. So they're making a robbery threat in 207 as well. So 207 and his guests also make a lot of robbery threats. Big secret. Big secret. What does 207 look like? Well, a dead guy said it looks like a cartoon with those eyes, like white with little dots. They kind of poofy, curly hair. Like they put it in a ponytail. No one will notice I'm bald. I'm a stud. About 5'7". Medium. Fuck you. Nobody even wants to hear a retard voice. That's all I hear. Nobody wants you, nobody likes you, nobody wants you around. Why don't you go change your diapers or something? Remember he stinks, he can be rounded up for stinky. He smells like urine and fecal. And see, that's how you're going to get torturers and murderers rounded up. If you can't get them if you can't get them arrested, you get them rounded up because they stink like urine and fecal. Why? They're victims. So you get that thing in a nursing home the rest of his life. And by the way, that's one of the games that I like to play. Nursing home group code. Who's in charge of your mental health? That keeps you while you're sleeping or in bed shit. That's who's in charge here. Retardo. Absolute. Oh, I'm gonna brush my teeth. Absolute retardo. Might have to get a plunger, or should I just wait? I want to get the hell out of here. And do I care about the sink for anybody here? No. There's a bum playing Tony. He's talking about blood and invisibilat. And so the bitch means coming up invisible. Blood, pony, K, invisibilat. What's that? Washington. That's the most beautiful woman. That's the most talented dancer in Washington. What's this? Someone taking a picture? Where's the shot they're trying to get? Right there. What's that? Who am I? The most talented photographer in Washington. There's a bum chanting, even military hunts them for bills. So what are they telling you? There's nobody left in Washington. Even military are gone. There have been military acts and still practicing. Trying to drag me off the bus. Military's gone. FBI's gone. So they're telling you anyone that works with them and for them is crazy. And they are at risk to the president. They've all threatened the president, indirectly or directly. They pretend they are the government. They threaten every major country. They've even threatened Russia. So they're telling you, basically, there is no military here. They're nuts. And yes, I can go up to them, and I'll bet you they'd be playing zombie games. Oh, I'll show you what's in my bag, because I've also been carrying. You know, and this is where the law enforcement cares. I often walk around like it's a refrigerator. What's a refrigerator? The suitcase, sorry. And they will try to rob me of that. Why? Because it's my survival. And remember, I have asthma, allergies, chemical sensitivities, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. And by the way, so that big set, I'll make sure everybody sells you. I'll make sure all your ancestors are fucked up forever, and so are theirs. And we don't have one damn one. If you ever wake up. Bye-bye, bitch. Where's your bread? say goodbye, bitch. I say goodbye to mine right away on my mom's side because she gave birth to monsters. Apparently, they're all monsters. They're not necessary in the scheme of things. They're monsters. I'm going to start putting my phones down. And there's a bum playing Mine Tame All Night. Blah, 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 blah. Pull them out of their bodies and obliterate them. That's a good one. Anyone who can control? Pull them out. Obliterate. Bye-bye, bitch. Or not. Don't want them coming back. They're playing Hold Day, Hold Me, or Pony. They like to play Hold Me. There's a variety of things they do with the Hold Me game. And there's a 4-play per diem. Remember, she's a retarded. She cannot tell you to do anything. So these retardo, like you're going to see welfare ass trying to tell you what to do. Welfare face, and I always say, you can't tell welfare ass from welfare face. So I say goodbye to my family is what I was saying before I was interrupted. Bye! Goodbye, mommy's side. You gave birth to monsters. And I heard that my mother tried cannibalism in the 70s and was aware of it. She's gone. I don't care who she was. I don't care if I felt guilty about her having cancer. She's gone. Yeah, well, bye. Oh, yeah, really swinging 70s. Woo! I tried marijuana in Joe yesterday. Bye, Mom. I don't care who it was, that's gross. Bye, Mommy. Goodbye, Mommy's side. Oh, and there's a bum playing Instant Bolt, and he is hiding in an area slightly to the left toward the neighbor, 207. Remember, they creep from 207 to a refrigerator area, and then, of course, that area is broken up by the door. There are trap doors to 207. There are trap doors to 209. There are trap doors to 308 that go up from the crawl space here. There's crawl space slithering. Well, it's not just slithering. Crawl space here, and then crawl space along the Wi-Fi. Oh, and yesterday, one of the big plots, what was it? You made the crawl space. Oh yeah, I have asthma, allergies, chemical sensitivity, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, bleeding ulcers, nosebleeds, etc. And choke, spill blood, urine, and all those other things, especially blood. Can't stand them, don't want to be around them. You made the crawl space. Oh, that's pretty sensible. Here's my arm. Officer Bobby courtesy. Wouldn't be a prostitute who would put that. I can show my arm off for you. Note the lumpy arm on one side. This is my lead arm. Examine the arm. It is deformed from Officer Bobby. And he beat me up, slammed me against something. What? It's like called a prostitute a prostitute. It was strictly ethics. LaSalle Houghton. And these ugly fuckers, I also, by the way, have that bag. And this is who they threaten constantly. Oh, and by the way, the ugly, there's a ball playing now, rescue. So you hear the word rescue in Washington, you arrest and you did. You get it arrested when they're playing. Once in a while, my grandpa rescued. So guess what you're going to do? You get his, and there's a trailer threat. There's a trailer threat in 207 and a threat about someone's grandpa. Some of it's Eric Kinzel's family. some of my grotesque hillbilly family, they've got trailers. You never know what it really is, though. Why? It could be the Joyco, whatever, Jayco, motorhome, driven by the white-looking meth head with the tan and bleached blonde curls, bleachy blonde-looking curls. And I will note, by the way, insufficient charging due to the fact people were killed that were smart, nice, normal. You've even got retardos in jobs. And the person who turned over the apartment is a retarded thug. And he sneaks around with guns. He's ugly, he's short, hard face, ugly retarded. He's a black Nazi. He is a retard. They're all retardos here, don't worry about it. And you know what? I don't know what that was. It sounds like they killed someone. And do I care about the person? No. It sounded like it fell quite heavily. And do I care? No. And he's putting a curse on it after death that we see instantly at the sink. Sinks are significant. They like to rinse people or play rinse, and they like to gather up blood of victims. So, like I said, do I care? Oh, and he's thinking he'll have the person after death. And excuse me, I have to finish the curse, which I will do. So it's against the zombies. And these are retardos, and they're playing once in a while warrant for that movie. So it's possibly the dirty hallucinatory cop, he is playing warrant that doesn't exist. Remember that. So you can curse everyone playing warrant in Washington. There's a whore playing blah blah Bellevue. You're making a Bellevue threat. Am I going to go with anyone in a vehicle here? Oh yeah, like I'd go off with the all Comcast cable bitch or the guy in the truck. Well, I can't stand anybody here. Am I going to do it? No. Am I going to get the bitch shot by a SWAT team? Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Waco. It needs a Waco. It needs to Waco up. Washington needs a Waco up call from the military. Remember, I'm not threatening them, just saying that's what they need. And you need to round up every military person in Washington. There is nobody here. Oh, and there are bums that are playing the name of my deceased mother. I will let you know that. She's been deceased for 20 years, and once again, the TMI has come into play. Now, what about the TMI? Well, it's from my sister and from, of course, the other relatives. TMI. And also, let's see if you can see my glass scarves. One of the zombie morons is playing You Married Him, and one of the other zombie freaks is chanting about braids. It's an ugly black male, I believe, that nobody would want or like. dogs. Remember, they're too ugly to even talk to people. That's a sad name for dogs, though. Remember, it's sad because they targeted animals. Let's just say these are ugly, repulsive bums that nobody wants to be seen with, including Kim. I believe Kim, the fat-faced part Asian, is here. Fat-faced part Asian Kim is here. She used to volunteer at Elizabeth Gregory Home. She's just a fat cannibal terrorist. Burn up all cannibals, obliterate them. I'll teach you a color, obliterate. Use black, white, red, orange, gold, silver, gray. Use electric blue and picture obliteration of the cannibal. Otherwise, they're coming for you too. If you don't stop them, I'm not threatening you, I'm telling you. Attack every part of their body and obliterate into ash. Picture them as ash. There's a bomb playing no blah 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 la 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 la. You're a bum. You don't tell people anything. None of you do. You're retards. I'm not going to listen to retard uglies, fugly fuglies, shitty smugglies. You're too ugly to listen to. Now, one of the bums is playing